What's going on, Roasters? It's Brian Baldinger with the NFL Network, and you're listening to The Morning Roast with Bonte and Shasky on 95.7 The Game.
7:30, Brian Baldinger. He joins us every single Tuesday, and we can't wait for a little Baldy breakdown here on The Morning Roast. Baldy is one of the best out there, if not the best, when it comes to breaking down film. He broke down Hufanga, broke down Jimmy Garoppolo. We'll get into all that at 7:30. That is Appointment Radio. Brian Baldinger on The Morning Roast with Joe Shasky, the Butcher, and Bonte Hill. And by the way, top of the morning, good morning to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shifts. If you're on the roadways, get to work safely. Good morning to you if you're at work. And also, good morning to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, the Odyssey app if you're listening, and, of course, the Comcast Business text line. We appreciate you. All that good stuff. And this segment is presented by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. I'm seeing a lot of stuff on the text line right now and a lot of stuff on our Twitter page, Shasky. We don't want Shanahan fired. Nobody is saying fire Kyle Shanahan. We're not saying that on this show. I don't even think Kyle Shanahan's seat is hot. It's not even close.
Who are they going to get?
Who they're going to get? Shanahan's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
But we're being critical of the head coach. If we could be critical of Steve Kerr, who's won 4 championships with the Golden State Warriors, we could be critical of a head coach who's blown a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl and a 10-point lead in the NFC Championship game.
Bonte, I was criticizing Bruce Bochy, and he had 3 championship rings. I don't even think he's going to the right guy at this particular point. Just giving you an example.
Yeah, let's nip that in the bud right now, though.
But he's not above reproach. But here's the thing.
We're not talking about firing Shanahan.
Football, unlike a lot of sports, when you are the play caller, some people, I never criticize a play call. Look, everybody has opinions on play calls, just in general, right? So I think that's fair. Situational, when to go for it, when not to go for it. Heck, the game the other day, Bonte, the game on Sunday, there were 3 or 4 instances, short yardage situations. He went for it on 4th and 8 from the 40?
Right.
You know, what do we, again, and he was citing analytics and what. We could argue till we're blue in the face on a lot of those things. Regarding his status as head coach, no one's questioning that.
Yeah.
We are saying if they want to be the best version of their team, to Steve Young's point, I'd like you to play it again, he is going to have to embrace Jimmy Garoppolo. For as flawed as people might think he is, for as good as some people might think he is, they need the best version of Jimmy Garoppolo to get back to the playoffs.
So you want the second one?
Yes,
the second cut.
Please.
I beg that Kyle and Jimmy have a conversation that I don't know that has been had yet, where Jimmy goes in and says, Kyle, clearly you fired me. I wasn't doing something you wanted me to do. What can I do to become a better football player? What have I not done that has kept me from winning you over? Because the fans and else
hasn't happened.
But then where's the Kyle somehow, if they've done that many iterations and Jimmy can't be that guy? Is that what Kyle's decided? He can't be that guy, and so we're going to get rid of him because he can't be? Or is there something that Jimmy can do? Can he be the first one in and the last one out? Is there study habits? Is there something else that can step function Jimmy's ability to win over Kyle Shanahan?
And B, here's the thing. The reality is we said it with Trey, and I'll say the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo, because I think similar rules apply here. Forget the overall team. We are, in terms of win-loss, we are asking the quarterback at this place in the 49ers system to probably do the least of a lot of the winning teams that are out there, right? This is not a QB-heavy team.
They're not throwing the ball 40 times a game. Josh Allen threw it 38 times through 3 quarters. We're not asking the quarterbacks to do that out here.
But for the relationship to move forward with the human element, there does need to be some sort of a come-to-Jesus moment for the two of them. They need each other right now.
They do.
And so if you're a 49er fan, which I am, and I want to win the Super Bowl, no matter who's under center, I need the best version of Jimmy G. And if that means incremental gains and minimizing some of the Jimmy O-no throws by just throwing him out of the playbook or running certain things to make him feel comfortable, maybe it's a little more of an open system. Whatever it takes, these two have to work together.
They do. There's no doubt. Let's go to Mole in Detroit. He's a good caller. Called us last week out there in Motown, listening via the Odyssey app out in Motown. Mole, what's happening? Good morning. You're on the roast.
Bonte, Shasky, I love you guys. You're firing me up this morning, man.
We appreciate that, man. I'm glad to fire you up, man. It's a lot to talk about.
Hey, hey, look, 2 quick points. I think for me, my perspective that's pissing me off the most about this Trey Lance thing is the golden opportunity we had with this rookie deal he's in. I was just so excited thinking we're going to have all this cap space. We're going to be able to sign players in the next 3-4 years and have a loaded super team around the quarterback that's not making a lot of money. And I think that window is really going to close fast, and we're not even going to get to enjoy that. And number 2 point, I really do think Plan A for Kyle Shanahan was pay a king's ransom for Deshaun Watson, and it didn't come to fruition. I think Trey Lance was plan B. I really do think they wanted an experienced quarterback. I really do think they wanted to give those 3 first-round picks to the Texans for Deshaun Watson.
I'm with you.
And all those transgressions occurred with him.
I think that they were in on Deshaun Watson. I think they were in on
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. I think that they kicked the tires on Aaron Rodgers. I think they've been trying to get a more veteran-ready player. That's the other thing that I was thinking about the last couple of days.
Thanks for the call, Mo.
I know that they went up and got Trey Lance. I don't even know if that was option number 1, 2, or 3 for them.
I don't know. You know, Steiny keeps talking about they traded up for the pick and not the player.
See, that's an interesting POV.
And I was just like, that because there was a lot of smoke about Mac Jones. A lot of smoke about Mac Jones. Like, the Mac Jones thing was real. Whether we wanted to admit it or whether we wanted Mac Jones or not, that was real. But to me, it was just like, all right, you're going to trade for Mac Jones, number 3, where you already have Jimmy. I mean, Mike Jones throws a better deep ball, but, are you moving up to 3 to go get a Mac Jones? No, you want to go get a Ferrari.
Well, it's not just moving up to 3.
And you thought Trey Lance was a Ferrari.
Swapping ones and then trading the other 2s.
No doubt.
That's the part that's the gut punch as well to the Trey injury is how much he gave up for him.
So here's the deal. I'm seeing Rob Stats Guerrero. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago. Stats on Fire. Tweeted at us saying, no idea what the Morning Roast is talking about right now. Shanahan has held back Garoppolo. Have they not watched the games? How much Jimmy G do we need to see before we admit that he is what he is? Nobody's saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is a great quarterback. What we are saying is Shanahan obviously doesn't trust Jimmy Garoppolo to run the full arsenal of the offense. He's compromised. The offense has looked compromised for 3 years. And whether or not that's because of Jimmy G can't make the throws, our whole point is get a quarterback who can do those things. Get a quarterback you do trust. And obviously, in a small sample size we saw with Trey Lance, how many times did he run the ball? 16 in Arizona, 8 against the Texans. I know they all weren't design runs, but a lot of those design runs were right up the gut.
It's impossible to argue that he had the full faith in him throwing the ball all around the yard the way that he said that he wants to.
First possession, he ran Trey Lance on a 3rd and 6 for a first down. On 3rd and 6, we all thought, you drafted Trey Lance because he can make that throw on 3rd and 6.
Well, and because he's cerebrally intelligent. That's the number one thing. So, intelligence was the big attribute when you talk to people with the 49ers. What separated him from the other players? Yes, there was a physical distinction, but it was his brain and what he could do on the whiteboard.
And not only that, Stats on Fire. I tweeted yesterday, and we talked about it yesterday. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't great on Sunday. He wasn't great.
I thought he looked good.
He looked okay. He looked solid. He looked like Jimmy Garoppolo. We all admit Jimmy Garoppolo's not a great quarterback. He looked like Jimmy Garoppolo.
But I'm not sure that they need great to get to the playoffs.
They may not need great to get to the playoffs.
They just need not awful.
But I don't buy this subscription that Jimmy Garoppolo looked great on Sunday. So Stats on Fire, just listen to what we're saying. We're not saying that Jimmy Garoppolo's a great quarterback. But Shanahan obviously has trust issues with the guy.
Well, the thing that I'm most concerned isn't just the play calling. It's the guys up front. It's the guys up front. And it sounds like they played a better game by all the PFF ratings this week, which is interesting because I thought they were the number 1 blocking team in the week 1 against Chicago. But they need those guys up front to keep Jimmy upright.
Yeah, no
he
doubt.
Cannot. If Jimmy goes down, I feel like the season's done.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, they need each other now more than ever.
Well, a lot of people believe Brock Purdy's the guy. Brock Purdy could be the guy.
I don't want to have to turn that card over. I'd rather keep that ace in my pocket. And it might be a deuce. It might not even be an ace. It might be a 3.
Oh, man. All right. What's coming up on the case? Sponsored by Fremont Bank. Full service banking, no compromises. More of your phone calls. 888-957-9570. Where are we at with the Niners now as we transition to the Denver Broncos? It's Jimmy's team again. Let's get to Jimmy Garoppolo on the other side here on the Roast.